Hey, congratulations for taking the first step to solving your slow money blues. My name is Doug, retired U.S. Marine and two-time combat veteran turned entrepreneur at your service. Today's episode is Elon Musk in our What I Learned From series. Super excited. Hey, look, this is double episode Tuesday because last week I did it and I need to finish out the year strong. And guess what? On Friday, we're going to be doing the year in review, so you don't want to miss that. We'll go ahead and get that up, and so you can go tell all your friends and stuff like that. It's going to be dropping on Friday. We'll drop the sneak peek on Thursday, and then we'll actually do the live show on Friday. But for today's show, what I want you to do is if you got any questions, just visit slowmoneyblues.com and click on Ask Doug or submit your question on IG, Facebook, or Twitter using hashtag Slow Money Blues. And because we are talking about Elon Musk, we're going to be talking about 3 ways that you can become successful. Super excited about that. Now, listen, as always, we always ask 3 questions. Each and every show, these 3 questions, they never change. Like literally, they're the same 3 questions. So we understand that, repetition can bring forth the habit. So if you ask yourself these questions probably on a weekly basis, chances are you are winning. And if you're winning, then guess what? You're free. So did you do your homework? Well, we just dropped the show. So when you say, hey, Doug, I can't do my homework that quick. And really, the homework was really, really simple. The only thing you had to do is make your number 1 strength your superpower. That's all you had to do. So if you are making your number 1 strength your superpower, chances are from last episode, you are mastering your craft. Now, we have to do it again. We have to say our morning mantra. So if you didn't have an opportunity to say it this morning, you can say it with me. Say, I state your full name. Take 100% responsibility and accountability for my actions and decisions. I refuse to blame others. If I do, I give away all my power, authority, and power given to me by G-O-D, God. And you don't want to do that. And then, of course, did you listen to the Monday sneak peek preview? Well, of course, you could have listened to it because we dropped an episode last Monday and then this Monday. So you would have had an opportunity yesterday to listen to the show. And if you didn't, it's okay. That's why you're tuning in live right now. As always, our sponsors that have been rocking with us all for 2022. This is the last week of 2022. I encourage you, I implore you, finish up strong. Whatever projects that maybe you didn't get accomplished, it's okay. But continue to work towards achieving that goal. As always, Linky.com and BigNetDomain.com, they have been sponsoring us. And man, I think we're going to have a partnership even going to 2023. Probably going to be picking up some new sponsors. If you want to find out how to be a sponsor, we're going to advertise that. You can become a sponsor and be featured on all 100 episodes that we have dropped. So if you're a mompreneur, dadpreneur, solopreneur, or entrepreneur, or startup enthusiast or promoter, go to linky.com, that's linky.com, and sign up for your free account. No credit card required. 7-day free trial offer. You get all the bells and whistles. Also, if you want to see what it looks like, go to linky.com/slowmoneyblues. You will see our account there. It's so cool. You can promote anything and everything, and it hooks into all of the social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, Spotify. It is an awesome, awesome platform. You have to do it. Plus, it hooks into YouTube as well. You can put videos on there. It's an amazing tool. You definitely want to do it. It renders well also on all platforms. So whether you have a desktop, laptop, tablet, or your smart device, just go to linky.com, sign up right now today, and start getting your message out to your audience. Now, it's the 21st century, and people are still suffering, and they have a digital dilemma. They have a digital snafu, a digital conundrum. Well, if that's you, go to bignetdomain.com. Right now, if you purchase a domain name, you get hosting for an entire year for free. When you check out, just simply use the promo code BIGNET. You'll get a 10% savings on everything that you purchase there, but you'll also get hosting 1 year for free for any domain name that you purchase. Do that now. Do it today. Also, they have a great tech department. They're open 24 hours a day. The only day that they are closed is the day that we just celebrated, and that is Christmas. Other than that, they're open 365. You can call and speak to someone right in the good old US of A. So if you need a website, you need email marketing, you need e-commerce, you need if you need dedicated hosting or virtual hosting, cPanel, WordPress, direct admin, go there now, and I promise you they will take care of you right away. Mouthful, right? This is the question of the day. Do you consider yourself successful? Yes, no, or maybe? And we're going to do a little deep dive on that, but we're going to talk about this word success because I think when people hear about it, it's like, man, well, successful is A, B, C, X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3. And Doug is going to share with you what I believe success is. So he has been described as enigmatic, eccentric, and elitist. Now, if all of this is true, then Elon Musk, EM, is not any different than most type A's, which are highly driven and successful human beings. But let's get personal. Elon Musk continues to be successful because he knows exactly what he wants and does what is required to acquire. And most people do not. How else could someone become the richest man in the world? Think about that for a minute. So let's talk about 3 ways in which you can become successful or even more successful. You know, we live in a great big world. There's about 7.4 billion people on the planet and growing always, right? 7 continents. And my goodness, it seems like it's little old you in a great big old world. And so what is the one way that you can become successful? You have to know who you are. You know, the reason why people are so confused and so bewildered and so disoriented is because they don't even know who they are. And I'm going to tell you exactly who you are, and I've never met you. And if you've been rocking with me for any amount of time, if you've been listening to the podcast, whether that be, you know, live, or if you've been, you know, just audibly been listening to it, watching live or listening to it audibly, the deal is you are you. And I'm going to break it down even further. You are a masterpiece. Now, a masterpiece means that you are an original. You are an authentic. There is no other person on the planet like you. And even if someone tried to be you, they can mimic you, they can mock you, but they can't be you. And you can't mimic, or you can mimic and mock people too, but you can't be them. So you have to know exactly who you are. There are all types of assessments that you can take. But I'm just going to tell you this. You don't have to take an assessment to know that you are a masterpiece. Now, what does that look like? Well, it looks just like you. And you say, well, doesn't that just sound so, not really cliche, but you need to hear that more often. I think if we hear that more often, we will find ourselves not wanting to try to be something else or be someone else that we are not designed and created to be. So the number one way to become successful, like this is the number, know who you are. In some ways of knowing who you are, you might want to find out, well, where you come from. You know, what type of, what does my clan look like in the earth? And if that's not if I don't want my future to look like my past, what can I do to change it? Knowing who you are will address all of those issues and so many more. If you've heard my story, you know I grew up poor. And when I say I grew up poor, I was so poor, I was poor. You follow what I'm saying? Okay, so now, but I discovered who I am. I know that there's greatness in me. And because I understand that there's greatness in me, guess what? I understand that there's greatness in all human beings, which is how I arrived at every human being is a masterpiece. We just need maybe a mentor or a coach to help guide us and to walk into all of our greatness. And in doing that, you discover who you are. And man, after that, it's off to the races. That's point number one. Another way you can become successful is surround yourself with successful people. Wow. Well, first and foremost, let's define the word success. When you hear that, a lot of people think automatically like, monetary success, right? They think a career success, right? Or they think you're successful because maybe you've it's like a success is tied, inextricably tied to your accomplishments, right? But I think success is really mastering who you are, which kind of goes back to know who you are, right? So my definition of success is mastering yourself. Now, once you master yourself, you will find that you want to surround yourself with successful people. And successful people, because they have mastered themselves, they're not afraid to be around other successful people. And it's really like, people have these things called identity crisis, right? And it's because they don't know who they are, right? They have not mastered themselves. And knowing who you are, right, is really knowing like all your idiosyncrasies, like what motivates you, what causes you to get wired up, fired up, and ready to go for the day, and then what does exactly the opposite, what just sucks the living life out of you. Well, when you understand that, you're like, man, this is who I want in my life. So surround yourself with successful people. And successful people are people that have mastered themselves. And the reason that they have mastered themselves is because they know exactly who they are. These are building blocks. And then point number 2 is this: help others become successful. Now we're talking about Elon Musk, right? I mean, he's the wealthiest man in the world. He is has bought and sold companies. He's, obviously famous for Tesla, but not really so much for Tesla as he is for the battery, right? So it looks like he's in the car business, but really he's an entrepreneur, right? Like through and through. But he's really in basically the energy business, more specifically, the portable energy business. Tesla, the vehicle, just happens to be just that, literally the vehicle, right, that transports his mobile energy. And now he's like, well, you know what? Everybody wants to be mobile, right? I mean, everybody and their mom has one of these, right? We're trying to become as mobile as quickly as we possibly can. So Elon Musk, as it relates to his success, is because he knows exactly who he is. And he's not afraid to hear what naysayers have to say. And it's not so much that, I did it my way, but when you know who you are, you can do it your way, and you're willing to deal with the consequences, or as the young people say, they're willing to deal with the smoke. They're willing to deal with the blowback from it. He's willing to deal with the blowback. He's like, what is that really, when people say things about him, how does that really impact his daily life? Probably like little to none, right? And then the last thing is this, right? Is you want to help others become successful. There's nothing like giving back. In my journey, as I went from being a United States Marine to going into the private success sector and experiencing some success, and then understanding that success is not how high you can climb up the corporate ladder or how many accolades you can get, but success to me is freedom. And when you're free, you're winning. And when you're winning, you're free. And that is success. And because when you're free, you have to master yourself. Because guess what? There's no one out here telling you what to do, when to do it, how to do it, who to do it with. So you have to master yourself. And in doing that, you know yourself. So help others become successful. And that's now what I really love to do. This platform just allows me to do that, obviously, in a faster, easier, and more efficient and more productive way. Right. And it also helps me to do what? Work on my craft, which is what? Inspiring communication. Right. So help others become successful. You listen, there is no reward like seeing someone's life who you impacted. I always have to give it up to big brother MG, Myron Golden. I'm telling you, this dude changed the whole trajectory of my life just from an encounter, which is bananas. But maybe you'll encounter, somebody like a big brother Myron. Maybe you'll meet me and maybe I'll say something. And sometimes we don't even know the impact that we're having on people. Like we're helping other people become successful. We may not even know that because everybody's not going to come back and say, man, that one encounter with these. Everybody might not, write a book and then, do some forward and then put you in it and you did this, you did that. But listen, I don't have any problem telling people, hey, look, the reason primarily where I am in life is because of an encounter with a person who was further along the freedom and success journey than I was, and I was willing to listen, and he was willing to mentor. So, what are our big takeaways? Because we're talking about 3 ways to become successful. Your success, this is personal, your success is going to be measured by history. Now, understand, history is his or her story about you. So the lives that you have invested in, right, that is going to be history, and that is what you're going to be measured by. And what is your homework for this week? I'm glad you asked. Write down your greatest accomplishment this year for 2022. I'm always giving you guys, I'm always giving you ladies and guys homework. It's like, well, do you do the homework? Well, I'm always working on a project. So I feel like I'm my own homework. I'm always doing something. I'm always tinkering. I'm always tweaking. I'm always looking to become more successful myself, right? But what I want you to do for this week is I want you to write down your greatest accomplishment today. So you have 2 homework assignments because this is a double episode Tuesday, right? As we close out the year strong. And remember, we're going to be having our year review on 30 December, right? And we're going to come back on like we always do from 9:30 to 10. I don't want you to miss that. Go tell your family, friends, coworkers, colleagues to tune in and check out Slow Money Blues. Now, so what are we talking about? We talked about 3 ways you can become successful. And number 1, know who you are. Number 2, surround yourself with successful people. And 3, help others become successful. And I have defined success for me as mastering myself. As always, tell anyone suffering from Slow Money Blues to tune in each Tuesday from 9:30 to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Follow, like, and share Slow Money Blues on social media and join our private Facebook group. Until then, I want you to continue to build, launch, and grow your own personal freedom success system. And I won't see you at the top, but I will see you over the top if you stay to the end of the show. Go ahead and cheer, because it's awesome. And also give yourself a big old round of applause. Yeah, clap it up for yourself. And because life is life, it's okay to laugh every now and then. And I will see you not next Tuesday. I will see you this Friday for our 2022 year in review. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.